Hey, I'm Al Korelin. Thanks very much for joining me. We are in Vancouver, British Columbia with our associates Even Keel Media right now, shooting some video with friends of ours, clients of ours, sponsors of our website, what have you. And I am chatting right now with the gentleman who falls into all of those categories, Don Robinson. Don is the president of a company called Eastmain Resources. We've known each other for a long time, my friend, 6, 7 years.
Is it that short?
It's been that, maybe it's been 10 years. But Eastmain is a very, very interesting company. Don and his wife, Kathy, are, I would have to assume, the senior geologists for the company. You're a PhD. Kathy's a master's, if I'm not mistaken.
She's a bachelor's with 30 years of experience.
With only 30 years experience. Very, very active in Eastern Canada. That's what we're going to talk about. They have some situations going with Gold Corp. These folks are serious players. I think the company has been overlooked in the past, although the stock has always performed very, very well. But I wanted to bring it to your attention visually. We did a weekend special last weekend on the Korelin Economics Report, chatting with Don, and my friend Roger Wiegand helped us out. But I wanted to bring you some visuals so you can put a face with a name, for lack of better terms. So at the risk of being redundant, give our listeners and viewers, et cetera, a kind of an overview of Eastmain, would you?
Snapshot of Eastmain. It's an gold exploration company focused on Quebec. Mm-hmm. We have 2 high-grade gold deposits that we own 100% interest of. We have a new discovery with Gold Corp. We're trading on Toronto Stock Exchange for the last 15 years. We've grown the company from about $150,000 to $120 million. Right. We have a $20 million treasury, and we're about to put out a new resource update on our flagship, and the purpose is ultimately to joint venture or sell the asset, and that's what the business is all about.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, you're not necessarily interested in taking a property to production, if I'm not mistaken, or are you? I don't want to.
No, and I really think that's a mistake for the junior companies for a number of reasons. Mm-hmm. They don't have the technical or financial wherewithal to withstand any hiccups that will come your way. Right. For the exploration side, the toughest part of the exploration side is getting your hands on a property that has a chance of becoming an ore deposit. Sure. We are very fortunate, I think, in that we have 2 of them that I would be willing to put my qualifications on the line, saying these things are going to be mined in our lifetime, which I think is why we're there, and that's, I think, of great benefit to our stockholders.
Interesting. Let's talk about each property individually then. With 3 major properties, what do you want to deal with first?
Well, we'll start with the flagship.
Yeah.
Eau Claire. It's a deposit located up in James Bay. Mm-hmm. And so you're in a frontier. Well, the benefits of the frontier is that we are right within Hydro-Quebec's power system. So there's 3,000 kilometers of roads, there's 8 commercial airports. We are 2 kilometers from a permanent road. We're 5 kilometers from the cheapest power in the world. Mm-hmm. The deposit comes to surface. We've stripped the deposit off for 2 football fields end to end, and we've drilled it for 9 football fields down. Mm-hmm. As of 2005, we had a 1 million ounce gold resource, including 310,000 ounces indicated, 700,000 ounces inferred. In the last 24 months, we've drilled about 40 kilometers of drilling a high-grade, large-diameter core in the upper third.
You're talking 24 miles.
Well, it's close, 24 kilometers. You do the translation, maybe it's 30 miles.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Big Al's getting hard of hearing. I thought you said 40 kilometers. Okay, so about 24 kilometers.
And the issue is that we're trying to define what the grade is potential for mining. Yeah. And the drill grade suggested that it was about 10 grams or 1/3 of an ounce. But at surface, it was double that. Hmm. So the objective of the program was saying, well, let's just see what the potential mine grade is, and then do some metallurgy. Can you get the gold out? And typical of exploration, sometimes you get pleasant surprises as you go. And this one, we just happened to find more veins below what the deposit originally had. Mm-hmm. Well, wait, there's another little bonus to this, is that in the Eau Claire deposit, it's full of a byproduct metal that is a rare element. And you know what's happening with this is not a rare earth element, but it's a rare element, and it's tellurium. The end users of this metal have approached us and are looking for a supply. So they're interested in an offtake agreement, and they will fund whatever it takes to try and secure a pipeline of tellurium to their client.
Wow. Okay.
This is good.
So this one's looking good.
This one's looking excellent.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2 is the Eastmain Gold Deposit. This was a project I was underground in the 80s. Placer Dome made the discovery. High-grade deposit that was a look-alike to Detour. And everybody's probably familiar with Detour Gold if they do a little Google search.
You bet.
At the Eastmain mine, an original company took it to development, put it into production. There was only one little problem. There was a 100-mile-long winter road that they were dragging the concentrate back to the mill. And
bit of a challenge.
What had happened is typical Mother Nature flexes her muscles, and the winter road thawed. That operation stopped in its tracks 15 years ago. Well, I'm happy to say as last week we have one of our drill holes into the deposit and hit 6 meters of high grade.
Wow.
So we acquired that asset for $16 for a measured, indicated, and developed ounce of gold, and the $40 million worth of infrastructure came for free. And the 200 square kilometers surrounding the deposit came for free.
Wow.
So we have a $3 million drill budget this year alone to drill, expanding the deposit and looking for a new one. Where the junior companies do well is discovery. That's what really drives the bus, is that you add value through discovery. And we've had that some success at both Eau Claire and now at the Eastmain mine.
Wow. A couple minutes left. Number 3.
Number 3. Number 3 is a joint venture with Goldcorp. Goldcorp purchased the discovery by Virginia in the district. Originally, they spent $500 million to buy a prospect that looked like it would have some resources to it. About 2 months ago, they announced that that discovery is now 9.4 million ounces. We optioned a property on the doorstep immediately after that discovery and approached Goldcorp with an anomaly that traces from the convention center all the way to the Vancouver airport in terms of size. It got their attention. They gave us $4 million to explore the property, and now we found a lookalike to the mine property. We're now at the point we're drilling for grade.
Wow.
And this may or may not be successful, but I'll take drilling underneath a big deposit any day of the week. That's what gives your stockholders a chance for
significant
value.
Significant value. Been chatting with Dr. Don Robinson, president of Eastmain Resources. We're going to be updating you on a very regular basis about this company. If you want any information whatsoever on Eastmain, simply click on the banner on our website. Dr. Robinson, always a pleasure. Thanks.
Al, thank you very much. It's a pleasure.